A few years ago, my car broke down. Nothing dramatic, just a repair I genuinely didn't see coming. And when I looked at my account to cover it, the money wasn't there. That was the moment it hit me. It's never a question of if a financial emergency happens. It's a question of when, and I wasn't ready. That's the moment I knew I had to get my finances in order. And it's exactly why this channel exists. I'm Carissa. For the past 10 plus years, I've worked inside tech, companies like Amazon and Shopify. At one point, I was leading a technical team of 11 people. From the outside, that probably looks like she's got it figured out. But here's what was actually true. I stayed at $44,000 for 3 years, doing work I knew was worth more. And nobody was coming to tell me that. That's the part they don't put in the employee handbook. The raise doesn't find you. The promotion doesn't find you. I had to learn how to go get it. And once I did, I jumped to $68,000, then picked up another 30% when I moved companies. The lesson wasn't about being bold. It was about understanding that the system rewards the people who know how it works. Nobody handed me any of that. I had to learn how to ask, how to negotiate, and, maybe more importantly, how to actually hold on to the money once it started coming in. That second part is the one almost nobody talks about. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm genuinely not going to pretend to be one. I'm someone who's lived both sides of this, the not having enough side, and the years inside corporate rooms where real financial decisions get made. Compensation, promotions, benefits, who gets ahead, and why. So here's what I actually do with this channel. I take my personal experience as well as real data, Federal Reserve numbers, peer-reviewed research, actual studies on how people behave with money, and turn it into something you can use this week. No fluff, no just budget better, just the real math, told to you the way I wish someone had told it to me. One more thing before we get into it. You'll notice I tell these stories through animation and data visuals instead of sitting in front of a camera talking at you. That's intentional. The numbers and the patterns are the main character here, and a clean chart or a simple animation makes a confusing concept click in a way that just hearing me talk about it usually doesn't. What you are going to see is a lot of charts doing little dances, numbers that build themselves on screen, and probably a few too many animated coins. It also means I can spend more time getting the research right and less time worrying about lighting and a camera. Same honesty, same real talk, just told in a way that's actually easier to follow and hopefully more enjoyable to watch. So think of this less finance YouTuber and more your smart friend explaining your 401k using really good PowerPoint slides. Same brutal honesty, just with better visuals than I could ever give you in person. If you've ever looked around and felt like you're starting late, whatever age you are right now, I want you to hear this. There is no universal timeline for getting your finances together, and feeling behind doesn't mean you actually are. Working hard, doing well on paper, but still feel like your money isn't quite catching up to your effort, that's exactly who I'm making this for. You don't need to be behind to be here. You just need to want more out of what you're already earning. Every week, I'm breaking down the financial patterns nobody explains clearly. Why your raise disappeared, why the advice your parents gave you doesn't always apply anymore, what actually moves the needle on your net worth. Sometimes it's contrarian, sometimes it'll challenge something you've believed for years. But it's always backed by real numbers, not vibes, and always coming from someone who's actually sat in both seats. If you've got a question, drop it in the comments and start it with Ask Carissa. I pull from those every month for a dedicated Q&A. This is just the beginning of getting your money to finally work as hard as you do. Real quick, if you're just getting started or you're already deep into making money moves, I've got you. My description is packed with the exact tools and tips I actually use. Go check it out. The journey starts here. Let's get into it.